I started my search for a property online. I think like most people during the pandemic, it was browsing, just dipping in and out. And all of the properties that really caught my eye happened to be with Martyn Gerrard. So I made contact and they seemed to listen and not just send me everything that came on the market. What I liked about the Martyn Gerrard approach is that they listened to what I needed. Not just in terms of the location, but in terms of the number of rooms and, the add-ons like outside space and somewhere to put all my junk, bikes and things like that. And they gave me the impression they were thinking outside the box and trying to help me rather than just trying to sell what was already on their books. Raphael and Martyn Gerrard made me feel that I was the client rather than the person who was selling the property. They wanted to know what I was after, and if they were trying to persuade me and push me down a certain avenue, I never got that feeling. I felt that they were trying to find the right property for me, and sometimes were getting properties on the market with me in mind. There's a lot out there online. It's not always up to date. So you might reach out to an estate agent and find that there was an offer on it or it's sold. I didn't find that with Martyn Gerrard. They knew what they had. It was all live. On top of them listening to what I wanted, they didn't just bombard me with lots of listings. I'm afraid the estate agents who did might have sent me a total gem. I wouldn't know because I got so fed up of the many emails and communications that seemed like spam that I didn't even look. But I knew if I was going to get a WhatsApp or a call from Raphael or one of the team at Martyn Gerrard in Finchley, that there was a good reason, because they had a lead. Sometimes it wasn't yet on the market, it wasn't even on the website, but they had a lead and they thought if they got me in early, they might be able to do a deal. And they were right. They were a real pleasure to deal with. They weren't pushy. They listened. There was good communication. If I needed to get in touch, I knew that they'd get back to me. And if they didn't, then there was a very good reason for it. At the same time, they knew if they reached out to me, I would get back with the information that they needed too. I felt that there was a mutual understanding there. They were local. They're almost on my doorstep, so I could just pop in, and that was great. So if I hadn't heard from them, I'd go and sort of tap on the window, peer in. But mainly that all of the team were just lovely to deal with. You didn't feel like you were being a pain if you were phoning again and again to see how things were getting along, or if there'd been an answer yet on the offer. You were made to feel that you were part of the Martyn Gerrard family. That sounds really corny, but they have a nice touch. When you're buying a property, there are lots of things to consider. There's the politics of it, if you like, between the vendor and the buyer. They walk that tightrope very delicately. Never made me feel I was being difficult, even when sometimes I might have been. And they seemed to be very fair, that they were taking both sides and trying to get the best deal possible. And that's why I've recommended them. That's why when my landlord wanted to know, he was thinking of putting his house on the market, who should we go with? Of course, without hesitation, I said, call Raphael. And the reason I agreed to do this testimonial is because I think that the team at Martyn Gerrard have done a great job. And I think that other people benefit from their service. They're friendly, they're professional, and they get on with it. And most importantly, they found me the place I want to live, that I'm very happy here. I wouldn't hesitate recommending Raphael and Martyn Gerrard to friends and family. In fact, I already have. My landlord from my previous rental has now put his house on the market, and I said, you've got to go with Raphael and the team eventually. It was a seamless experience. They answer the calls, they follow things through, they've got ideas, and they push the deal along.